Okay, I have returned, complete with a Diet Coke. I did let the game run because we have nothing but time, and look at that, the handcraft queue has not even finished yet. Wow. Alright, we have belts. Belts are good. We do not have any more inserters. We have a few boxes, and we have our mono wheel. Oh, that's exciting. Check this thing out. It is the equivalent of a car. Whee! How cool is that? Oh, that makes me happy. I'm just going to drive in circles for a moment. It does have a small trunk, and it's not as good as the regular car, but it is very nice. What are we out of? We're out of copper. It's the little triangle on the map. Same as always. Well, guess what we're hand making next? Some repair kits. Because, it's me driving, and that's never safe. Oh, we don't need tin in here. We need just copper in there. We need tin in here. Duh. We have plenty of tin. What are we doing over here? Could use some more tin. We're good there. Finishing out the last couple of those, and I think we're gonna queue up. Kind of want to clear these out. Scattergun turrets might be nice to have soon, and they're cheap. It's only 10. Stone walls are always a necessity, and sure, why not? Let's get everything before we move on to the next stage. Let's really maximize the amount of suffering in the burner phase. Hey there, Big Gray YouTube. Bidgy YouTube. Thank you for the host. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Bidgy. Okay, cool. Have you been watching my YouTube series, or did you just find this in some other way? And thanks for the follow. Very neat. Alright, just found. Okay, very cool. I have a Factorio tutorial series on YouTube that has been going for a while, and I've decided to stream some Industrial Revolution. Have you been playing Factorio? Very nice. I will definitely check that out, but not during the stream. Alright, I think we need to get some kind of organization, because with this ridiculous number of intermediary products, it's just never gonna work either way. So, since we have some belts, let's see about building some sort of I hate to call it a bus, because, well, I guess it is a bus, but something bus-like. Or do we want to do inserters first? I think we've got to do inserters first. Inserters. We need 8 assembly machines. We have 3. Let's get... and we have no inserters. Yeah, inserters. 10 inserters and 5 more assembly machines, and 5 more boxes, and 5 more assembly machines, and we've got another half an hour of... I don't really have a schedule. Unfortunately, my real-world life pretty much prevents me from being able to do this all the time. I happen to know that I'd have a big chunk of time free today and set this up. I probably your best bet if you want to see is to follow me either on my Discord or on Twitter. The info should be down below the Twitch screen. I always announce things in both places when I'm doing it. This is largely experimental here. Mostly I've been YouTubing rather than streaming. This seems like a lot of fun to do, and I definitely would like to do it, but it is very difficult for me to carve out the time. So, especially right now. Right now is a very busy time for me at work, which, you know, is why I decided to do it for the first time. Sounds good. Sounds good. So much hand. Yeah, except that I queued up these ahead of those, and they're gonna get used up, so we need more of those. No, not at all. I am strictly an amateur. I think I've gotten pretty good at Factorio, at least the vanilla one, so I decided to do a tutorial basic intro series. It's one of my favorite games, but there are definitely much better players out there than me. But, you know, I think I'm pretty good at explaining things, so I decided to take my hand to take a crack at explaining things. What if we do this? Factorio is probably what I've spent the most time on recently. Europa Universalis 4 is another one that I like a great deal. Aha! These are adjustable inserters like in Bob's Angels, so we can set them to place them on this side of it. Very nice. And we can run another lane here. I've been thinking about doing a Europa Universalis 4 playthrough as well. It's another game I really like. The other one that I have not played yet, I've watched some, and I'm probably gonna do something with it some point when I have time, is Subnautica. That looks like a really fun game. Alright, so that's let's get some stuff out onto sort of a bus here. I really want to bring this up above all this. Let's grab some more belts. Minecraft I've not really played much at all. I mean, I'm familiar with it, I've played it a tiny bit, but I just never got into that game. I know it's obviously incredibly popular, and my son loves it, but it just somehow I never got into it. Like, I think, including you, I think 3 or 4. I am very new at this. On the Twitch. On YouTube, I think it's maybe 40 or so. Like I said, I'm hardly a pro. Alright, let's see. We can make a few of those. And a few of those. Alright, this handcrafting really needs to catch up with us. What do these require? These require transport belts, tin plates, and copper gear wheels. So if we just drop one over here and set it to splitters and just dump a little bit of this. Can we steal some from here and from here? Well, this is a Factorio's automation and factory building game. The premise of the basic game is that you've crash landed on a planet with nothing but your trusty pickaxe, and you have to build a rocket to get off the planet. Go. This is a very, very heavily modded version. And it's a mod pack that I have not played before, so I don't really know its intricacies at all. And but it looks fun. So I mean, it is fun, if a little bit slow in the beginning here. So we're over here, we're mining resources. We are mining tin and copper. And then we're smelting it into ingots, which are mostly I've been picking up by hand, but are also getting placed on the belt for use later. And then we're dumping them into these automation machines to make them do stuff. So this setup here is making belts, and this setup here is making these science packs, which are used to research through the science tree. This is, you know, if you like Minecraft, especially the building aspects of Minecraft, I highly recommend checking this game out. It is, it's actually inspired originally by a particular mod pack from Minecraft. I don't remember its name, but if you like look at the About Factorio, you know, it's very different from it, but that's where the author's inspirations came from. Oh, are we out of something? Yeah, so highly, highly recommend it. Just, you know, be prepared to spend an awful lot of hours on it. It's the first playthrough vanilla, you know, from start to launch a rocket. For new players, typically 30-40 hours. I mean, like, there's speedrunners that can do it in under 3, I think maybe even under 2 now. But mine took about 40 hours the first time. I could probably do it in 6 to 10 if I really wanted to. There's an achievement for doing it under 8. But you know, ever since I finished that one, I've tended to be playing mods because there's so many fantastic mods, much like with Minecraft. Alright, I need inserters, and they're deeper in the queue. Mono wheel. Okay. Oh, God. So I want you to make me some splitters once I get some resources from it. Come on, build faster. But yeah, if you want to, I mean, most people recommend with Factorio that you just, you know, grab the game and play it and see how it goes and try to figure it out yourself. But some people prefer to learn first, which is why I have my tutorial series, and that's very much a from the very beginning, very detailed explanations of everything. All right, let's stick this inserter on here. Let's Stick that there. Stick that there. You make me some tin plates. Yep, take care. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for the host and the sub. I appreciate it. And we just finished our automation. And the reason we like that, the reason we want these logistics slots is that we can now do things like this. We throw this in the trash and walk up to stuff that uses copper and hit, I believe, Shift C. Yep. It'll dump as much as it can of what's in my logistics slots into the stuff nearby. Makes it very quick and easy to dump, to fill stuff. Alright, and you need a stack of belts, just so we can have a few splitters. And I would also... And what do we need for undergrounds? Just tin plates and belts. Okay, that's not a big deal. So now we can do, for example, this. And not need to take them through the box. Problem is we still need to deal with coal. And getting stuff into the middle of this mess is a little bit of a challenge, but we like challenges. We'll have to figure something out. Do we have enough belts to bring up coal? No, we really don't. At least it's some. Alright, I'm going to... Let's make some more automation. You know what? I'm going to take these guys. I'm going to take a box and put them in the box. Because when I go to make these, I don't want them stealing them all from me. Are these filterable? No. I can do this. Alright, let's just plan some stuff out here. Suppose we have an inserter, and this inserter is making a basic raw ingredient, like these guys. We need to bring into it the material, the raw ingredients, and we need to bring in coal. And we need to take out raw ingredients, right? And then we want another one. So we can bring in, again, we can bring in coal and the raw ingredient, and it can come out. No, I see that's, maybe we bring in coal here and raw ingredients here. Yeah, I think we have to do something like that. And then this is the output for that one. And this is the output for that one. And then if we have something that's using a different raw ingredient, then it goes here. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Okay. That's gotta be how we do this. Of course, it would help if we had some actual assemblers to do it. You know, can't have everything. You know what? Let's take apart this. And let's start on that here. Does going to the left make sense? No, I think going up makes sense. Which means we want to feed in across. We can do that. So let's say this is our copper line. Okay, and this is an assembler making something that's... And then this needs to be coal. Then the output of this could be this line here. So we bring in copper, we bring in coal, and we output it to there. And let's say this is copper plates, because they are really basic. And then we can have over here copper rods. In fact, we can put them on opposite sides of the belt, but yeah, that makes sense. We can do split belts. We're not trying to build a lot of stuff. So that gets us rods, which means we need coal. The problem with coal is that means we need to build a more sophisticated coaling plant over here. So let's do that. Let's do that. This is a technique I've used before. It's a little wonky, but it can work. Let's do it over here. So suppose we have a... This is... Let's turn off fill for me for a sec. Alright, we're finished. Let's move on to the Bronze Age. Which will make everything we're doing now irrelevant, but you know, it is what. So suppose we have a row of these guys, and I'm purposefully turned off fill for me because I don't want it being filled. And they are outputting onto belts. Ah. And that belt goes like that. And from that belt, they feed themselves. Except we could totally be going this way. This way. And then we can have another row on the other side. Now there was I usually had like a little loop back around, and I can't remember why. There was a reason you wanted to do it a slightly different way, but let's see what happens. Let's put a coal in there. And that's the burner filling itself. Now that's the burner filling it. Okay. So that might work. We do need to cut our way through this forest. And we want to make a turn. Okay. So that's coal coming in. What else can we make out of pure copper ingots? And this is where FNEI comes in really helpful. If we go through here and find copper ingots, which we can do by just typing it in here. Where's our copper ingots? There they are. If we left-click on them, it tells us our recipes. But if we right-click on them, it'll tell us everything that you make from copper ingots. So, copper plates, we got that. Copper rods, good. Bearings, we can make those. Bronze ingots, which we're about to learn about. Copper foil we don't have yet. And incinerators, which we don't care about. So we can make bearings. So we can set this up right here. You know, I think I'd rather do this. And this is where, oh, I turned off, that needs to be re-enabled. And this is going to make bearings. Put on there. Nope, you go away. Because I think we're going to need more plates. I just have this feeling. So I'm going to set this one to put on the other side. Okay. Now we can also look and see what we need on tin. What can we do with tin ingots? Right click. Tin plates. Tin rods. Bronze. Glass. Solder. That's all later. But we really only have 2 things we can do with it. And that's fine. Now, where do we output it? Well, one option is we move this to here and take it out. And when we take this out, and then we do that. And that's our outputs. We need more inserters, but this can be making tin rods, and this can be making and that'll go somewhere. And then this is going right there. Let's make some more inserters. So we at least have some raw ingredients here that are handy.